Hey guys, how you doing today? It's me, Kelly. So today is another requested video, making faux leather. Now I have many videos on here making faux leather, but I'm going to do it again. I've been making journals and I want to make, special covers and that kind of thing. And I love doing this on canvas, and maybe you have a canvas that you want to repurpose. So there's so many different things you can use this for backgrounds, for journals, for even pages in your art journal. So all I do is I have brown paper bag and I rip it into pieces around this size. And then what I do is I take some water. Now, if you don't have a spray bottle, use just put it in the kitchen sink or paintbrush with water on it. And this is how simple. And I squish it up real good, like this. And if you are in a hurry like me, what I sometimes do, I'll just leave it, dry. It's very humid here lately, but you can take your heat gun and you can just dry them. You want to leave them crinkled, and you can do like this, and take a few minutes and do it. And you can see it dries very fast. Like watch this one. I'm gonna turn it over so it doesn't burn, unless you want it to kind of burn. Just be careful if you're in the house. I'm not really trying to burn. I'm just trying to get some of the moisture out so it holds those wrinkles. And you can always go back and squish it again. A little bit more here. Dry, 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 dry. And if you have your iron close, you can just set your iron on this for a second. Because it's wet, it's not going to bother too much. But I think you get the drift. So then, once it's basically dry, you open it up and look at that delicious texture. So what I'm going to do is let these dry the rest of the way. I'm just going to take a minute and let them dry, and then I'll be back to show you how I make this into different leathers. Okay, so you can see now it's dry, and all I did was unwrapped it, and look how good. So pick a dark brown. So I like to go, well, let's do lighter. Let's pick a lighter brown. And I don't have any lighter brown sitting here, so I'm going to take brown, and this is just, what color are you? If it has a color on it, I don't know. Chestnut brown, and I'm going to add a little bit of, let's see, maybe a little bit of light flush, just to lighten it up just a tad, just a little poop, a little bloop. And I'm going to wet my brush, and I'm going to mix it together. And this color isn't, going to be your last color, but you can have a little bit more if you want of the brown. I think I do. Okay. Yeah. Yep. And turn your brush over, because what happens is you'll mix it with one side and go paint, and the other side has a completely different color. So I just keep turning it. And I'm going to take, maybe I'll do these a different color. I'm going to take this and I'm just going to paint it. And I really want it to get as my base, and you're going to see why. Now, obviously, if you have a little darker of a color or more of a brown color, use it. You can use whatever you want. This is just what I'm going to do on this one. I'm really getting it in there and all the little nooks and crannies. Okay. There we go. And it's okay if some of the paper bag shows through. Not a big deal. And yes, you can do this with regular paper, like printer paper or whatever, but paper bag is definitely thicker, and I don't know, it just works better, I think. But of course you can do it with paper too. And I'm going to give it a dry fairly dry because I want to dry brush next. And I don't necessarily want it to mix in. You know what I mean? I want it to skim over. And there's so many different colors of leather that are out there. You know, some have more black, more brown. It depends. Remember, this is faux. This isn't, you know, so you can see it still has the texture. It has a real cool color to it. So now I'm going to take my brush, and all I'm going to do, because I hate to waste this, is I'm going to throw it on another piece. And let that dry over there, just because I hate to waste. Okay. Now, if you feel that your, excuse my arm, let me just rinse this off and dry this. If you feel that your paper didn't stay as wrinkled as you want it, which you can see this is, you definitely can scrunch it up again. It ain't gonna hurt anything. Be gentle because I rip it all. And then open it up. And it's already dry, so you don't have to, you know, and you get a little bit more of the crinkle. And this little part on the bottom, you can cut, you know. Okay, so we have that. Now, I'm going to take this color, which is raw sienna, and I'm going to give it a shake. And I'm just going to squirt a little bit there. Come on, brown. Okay. Just that little bit. And I think I'm going to take more of this and go straight. And which you can see it's a tad bit darker. Not a big deal. And then a little bit, maybe I'll just start here. I get so excited. So I'm going to go a little bit of this and pat it off. And I'm just going to lightly, I'm going to hold it up here and straighten this out as much as you can so it lays down. And I'm just going to drag it on top. You're going to see, very loosely, a little bit more. And we're going to build this up. Okay, now let's go into the darker one. I'm going to show you up close. Can you see? No, the way my light is not working good. Looks better down here. You can definitely see it starting to pick up all that texture. Again, thicker. Now you can go this way too, so don't forget you can turn it and go the opposite way because you'll pick up more texture. I'm just going to dab a little bit. Okay. So now I'm going to let this dry, and then I will be back, and we'll see if we want to add a little darker brown, or if we're good with that. We'll see once it's dry. Okay, so let me just show you a couple of different things. Now, I did some blue, and I just crumpled it up after I did the bottom layer. And now I'm going to open it up so it can dry. And then we'll put some highlight on it to make it, you can see how it's one, you know, it's just really one color on here. And that's why I like doing it this way, because even with the paper bag, you get different colors. So this, I added some copper on. Can you see that? I love that. And this, I didn't do a base coat. I just went straight for it so far. And now I just have some burnt sienna. I'm going to take my dry brush and make sure it's dry. I'm going to dip it in on both sides, and I'm going to go for it. You see how much darker that is? That's really going to bring everything together. Like I said, I drag it every way. Very lightly. You don't want to push it down, but, you know, side to side, corner to corner. Doesn't matter. Now you see, the more I go back and forth, it kind of muddies it a little bit, which is okay in certain places. Okay. All right. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. Look at that. And once that's done, once that is dry, we'll put like a clear coat on it to give it a little shine. Probably once it's on, whatever we're putting it on. Now with this, I'm going to dry this real quick. And then I'll show you the opposite. We did dark down, and I'll move this up in a second. Obviously, it gets a little lighter. I'll do this real quick just to give it a cookie. I love this. I love this. I love it. All right. So now we have that. And again, you can, you know, do your thing and smush it up more if you want it. You can even use copper on this, would be pretty. You know. Okay. And it's recycled. You don't have to, you know, worry about, let me grab this color. This is a pearl color and it's called Splash. And I'm just doing a little teeny bit. And I'm going to take my brush and I'm going in and I'm going to drag it. And it's going to pick up a lot of that texture. Oh, that looks so pretty. Even just for mixed media background, look at that. See how it picked up all that texture, how pretty? Oh, it's gorgeous. I'm going to use some of this for a dress on an art doll because that's just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Now, again, here's this delicious piece. Let's say you don't have, you know, maybe you have Sharpies or some sort of paint, even a water soluble, because, you know, it's not going to bother too much. I just have a Faber-Castell Artist Big Brush in dark sepia. And like I said, you can use Sharpie, Bic, Copic, whatever you have. And you can use this as well. And you just want to drag it over. You're going to see how this is going to, now this is a permanent. And I'm just hitting those high parts. Like that. And you can go in with your finger before it dries if you want. And just give it a little smudge if you want. And then look what that does. Oh, it's so pretty. Look at that. Looks just like leather. It's amazing. Awesome. Now let's say, let me see, I don't know if I have my journal here. My art journal, I think it's downstairs. I'll just use this that I was working with. These are just cards. So imagine, right, we're going to do, let's say this is a journal cover or whatever, and you go and you'll glue it on there. And you can see right here, I got a little hole because it ripped, but all you got to do when you glue it is glue it over like this, because it's so pliable and you'll never know. Right? Glue it on, and then you'll trim all the way around, and you have this really cool, look at that, our journal cover. And we could put a clear coat. I have delicious clear coats. You can put your Mod Podge. You can put whatever you have. What else is there? There's varnish, you know, whatever. And if you want to see me do this on a cover, so you guys can see it fully done, let me know down below, and I will gladly do it. But look at that. Look at that. I could just stare at that all day. Oh, I love doing these. So that's my faux leather. And look, here's blue. Now, obviously, it won't be, but look. Look at that, how pretty. Background of an ATC card. I mean, you can go, and all it is brown paper. Brown paper. Brown paper bag. So many different things that you can do. And so many different ways you can use it. You're recycling, you're upcycling. Brown paper bag, again, you could probably do this with printer paper. Just be careful when you wet it that it doesn't tear, because it'll make it very, you know, easy to tear because it's wet. And yeah, so if you like this, please give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button down below with the little bell if you want to be notified when I upload new videos. And if you do this, please tag me or email me a picture, whatever. All my information is down below, and share me around. I appreciate it. As always, please be kind to each other. You never know what battles somebody else is fighting. I love you guys, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.